Hey everybody, it's Ty from McDermott Design back with another install video for our spare tire mount and storage box solution. This time it's on the Pro XP and Pro Turbo platform. This install video is also going to work for the Pro R. The box is going to be a little bit shorter due to overall bed size, but the mounting location and installation notes are all going to remain consistent for both models. The first thing we're going to do is identify the 4 plug locations on either side of our bed and mount our 2-piece billet fastener into that to locate the box. So let's go ahead and get started with that. Our 2-piece billet fastener is going to come pre-assembled with the hex bolt inside of the bottom piece and the top cap loosely fit on there. So we're going to remove the top cap and put the bottom up and through the plug location. It's going to fit snug and flush up in the bottom of that. And then we are going to loosely tighten the top of our fastener down to where it starts to locate in the top of that hole. We're going to go ahead and get this hand tight for right now, and then we'll come in and fasten that up later. We're going to go ahead and repeat that process in all 4 locations. Again, putting the bottom piece up from the underside and then capping it with the top hand tight for right now. Okay, now that we have our fasteners located, we're going to grab an 8mm hex key and we're going to use the long end of that to get those tightened up. We're not going to use the short end to over torque it because we don't need to apply that much pressure. We just want to get it nice and snug. We don't need to compress down on the plastic of the bedside at all. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab the long end of that and go ahead and tighten these up to the point where they're getting nice and snug. And then remember not to over torque these or crank down on them too hard. If we need to, we're going to hold on to the top cap. If it gets a little spin, it just needs a little bit of resistance to kind of catch. If it is spinning, that's going to be your best bet to get that tightened up. With those fasteners snugged up, all we have left to do is get the box placed inside of the bed, the brackets installed on either side. So let's go ahead and get started on the last little bits of this installation. The box fits in the bed pan very snug. When I pick it up, I grab it right underneath the lid here, and then on the back lip where the hinge is, I will guide the front of the box in first, and then set the back in, seat it all the way down in there. Once you make sure it is all the way in the bottom of the bedpan, we're going to get our brackets put on either side with the nuts bolted down onto the top, and then we are good to go. So we're going to take our supplied brackets and hardware and mount the box to the bedpan. Our brackets do have a left and a right hand version, so we're going to make sure that they're oriented on the proper side. The slotted hole is going to attach to our fastener system that we installed directly into the bed, and the short flange with the regular hole is going to mount to the box and attach everything together. So we're going to go ahead and drop these in place. And then we're going to use our supplied fasteners to attach the bracket to the bed. The first step I'm going to do is just go ahead and get these started onto the studs, just to the point where the nylon insert starts to engage. Then I'm going to take my 15mm socket and my 8mm hex key. I'm going to use the 8mm to just hold on to the bottom of our fastener system, and then I'm going to tighten down the nut on top with my 15mm socket. As I'm tightening this down, one thing I do want to make sure is that the bracket is still fitting up and tight to the box, and as we're tightening it, it's not moving away. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get all 4 of the bracket nuts tightened down, not all the way tight, but just to the point where I can still move the bracket around. Then I'm going to install my hardware into the box, get that tight, and then finish tightening the bracket to the bed pan. So again, we have those almost all the way tightened down, so now I'm going to come in and use my hardware to mount the brackets to the box itself. When we are opening the lid, since it does not have weight on it and it is weighted for your tire, we're going to make sure that we're pressing down on this when we disengage the latches, because it's going to want to open up on you. So now that I have all my bolts started and ready to be tightened, what I'm going to do is tighten the bracket to the box first, and then the bracket to our fastener system, securing it to the bed last. So let's go ahead and wrap this up. With everything tightened down, your box is now successfully mounted into your Pro XP or Pro Turbo, and with the same installation but a shorter box, your Pro R as well. So the only thing you have left to do, organize your layout, fill this thing up with whatever spare parts, daily accessories, lunch, snacks, beer, anything you need. Get a tire mounted onto the lid of this box, and then we're out on the trails. Y'all have a good one. We'll see you next time.